opioid, ask your dentist to consider limiting prescriptions to 3 days, using over-the-counter pain relievers, and properly disposing of unused medications. For more information, go to shatterproof.org. This has been a message from Shatterproof, United Healthcare, and this station.
I'm Rich Dennison. President Biden today announcing his pick for an upcoming Supreme Court vacancy.
President Biden introduced Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first black woman to be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court.
For too long, our government, our courts, haven't looked like America.
Jackson could begin meeting with senators next week. Democrats plan for a confirmation vote in April.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. House Oversight Committee Chair Carolyn Maloney wants details from the National Archives about documents contained in 15 boxes of records recovered from former President Trump's Florida resort.
The National Archivist has already confirmed to Maloney that they recovered classified national security information. Last week, Trump said in a statement, though, that the documents were turned over as part of a routine process and that Democrats' questions about the documents were a scam.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
Traffic sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. Heavy delays 15 northbound from 215 Southern Beltway over to Tropicana. I'm looking at a wreck eastbound 215 Beltway at Green Valley Parkway, blocking off the left shoulder. Wreck being cleared from eastbound 215 by the Jones off-ramp. Wreck with injuries McLeod and Pecos. You can avoid that by taking Eastern. After the game, head on over to In-N-Out for classic burgers, fries, and shakes. In-N-Out, that's what a hamburger is all about. I'm Lee Powell in the KDON Traffic Center.
I'm Sam Brown, running for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Real leaders are proven under fire. 2008 Afghanistan, the Taliban ambush. Captain Sam Brown's platoon engages when his Humvee strikes a roadside bomb. Combat veteran Anthony Roscoe witnessed the explosion.
His vehicle was instantly covered in flames, thrown in the air.
On a battlefield stretcher, severely burned and near death, Sam Brown thought only of his men.
From when I saw Sam on fire to when I saw Sam leave and get on that helicopter, not one time did he ask me about himself.
Evac to Texas. Sam Brown's battle continued. 30 surgeries, years of recovery. Gunner Kevin Jensen, also wounded in the blast, witnessed Sam Brown's fighting spirit.
He just had that drive that I've never seen. His integrity.
A new ABC News Washington Post poll shows an overall negative view of President Biden's ability to oversee this foreign policy crisis. A key gauge on inflation, watched by the Fed, jumped more than 6% in January, the largest year-over-year surge since 1982. On Wall Street, today a return to semi-normalcy. Stocks rose, crude oil prices fell, and investors pulled back from other platforms like gold and precious metals. At the final bell today, stocks had rallied across the board. The Dow Jones Industrials posting a big-time gain of 835 points. Now, on a personal note, this is my final time joining you on the Salem Radio Network. I've enjoyed being welcomed into your home or car every day, and I invite you to join me regularly on my new podcast, The Great America Show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. One last time, this is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Tour at 800theland.com, then call 800-THE-LAND for an early appointment on Saturday, February 26th to see these one-acre RV properties just $24.9.
Thanks, deep voice narrator.
You're welcome, dude. Brought to you by Southwest Gas.
The Utah Jazz head on down to sunny Arizona to take on the Phoenix Suns. It's NBA basketball, and you can listen to all the hardwood plays Sunday at noon on ESPN Las Vegas. Brought to you by Finley Toyota. We're here for you.
Get more tickets to the UNLV game against Boise State.
I would definitely want an agent if I was Lamar Jackson, and I'll give you guys a very specific example. I think the average per year on his deal is pretty perfunctory, 40, 41 million, somewhere in there. But how much is guaranteed, and more importantly, when is it guaranteed, is hugely consequential. You look at Zeke Elliott, his contract this year is fully guaranteed, $12.4 million. But for that guaranteed, he would be cut. So there's some nuances that are critically important on a contract of this size. And I can tell you from a team standpoint, I hated dealing with a player. Always wish they had an agent, because let's face it, sometimes things in a negotiation are just better off being filtered. And it just hurts the dynamic. With that said, I'm sure the deal will get done. But it's certainly something that I would not like if I was the Baltimore Ravens.
Be that against a lot of the other teams that are 13s. If we plugged other 13s in, Texas is one seed line below them and gets Indiana in a bloodbath right out of the gate. So, like, the difference, the 4 and the 5 to the committee might not even seem like a big deal. Might be like, oh, whatever, like, make them a 4, make them a 5. Might have to do with where they play the games.
I think the Lakers are that kind of franchise, and so I do think, looking back, they'll feel that they didn't achieve anywhere close to what they were supposed to in the LeBron era. Assuming what's the premise that you presented.
Yeah, and there have been reports about LeBron James, the Lakers having to trade LeBron James this summer as a possibility, and I don't see LeBron willingly. Now, mind you, if he doesn't have a no-trade clause, they technically can. But I don't see LeBron wanting to be elsewhere this year, especially